Hello, Wanderers. I'm Queenie. Welcome back. Before we begin, please blame the absolutely GOATED developer who wrote and animated Censor Xue Chengdao for the extreme nerdiness and silliness you're about to witness. Somebody give that man a raise immediately. If you haven't played Throne and Tempest 1, it's in my Where Winds Meet playlist. Part 2 drops June 8th. So there I am. Blackclads, assassins, rooftop chaos. And I finally reach the treasury room. Then Xue Chengdao delivers one of the most intense speeches I've ever heard in a game. Incredible performance. And my brain goes, wait, what even is a censor? A censor, Yushu, wasn't a senator or judge. Think of them as the FBI, the inspector general, and that one coworker who always reports people to HR, all fused into one, reporting directly to the emperor. Their job? Expose corruption. Bad officials? Investigated. Bribes? Reported. Even the emperor could be criticized. That took serious courage. Historically, the censorate was the conscience of the empire. Their duty was to tell the truth, even when it was dangerous. Confucian philosophy said criticizing the ruler wasn't disloyal, it was loyalty. Because a ruler surrounded by yes-men eventually collapses. One censor even told his boss, "What happens when you're the one who needs to be indicted?" That's pure Xue Chengdao energy. So in the quest, Xue finds a secret treasury, mountains of wealth, no explanation, and assumes corruption. From his perspective, he was doing exactly what a censor should do. Speak up for the people. Historically speaking, he was acting exactly like a Song Dynasty censor was supposed to. His speech reminded me of history's greatest orators, Patrick Henry, Martin Luther King Jr., Cicero. Men who stood before powerful audiences and spoke uncomfortable truths at personal risk. But then the twist hits. He was wrong. Not morally, but factually. The treasure wasn't stolen. Zhao Guangyin was secretly building a reserve to reclaim lost territories or fund a future army. The emperor wasn't hoarding. He was playing long-game strategy. And poor Xue had just delivered the speech of his life to the wrong target. I laugh every time. But the writers never make him a joke. His mistake wasn't speaking out. It was acting without full information. And that matters, because when honest officials stop asking hard questions, corruption wins. Xue wasn't just dramatic. He represented a real tradition that believed loyalty meant more than obedience. He got the facts wrong, but his courage was real. Now, don't worry, I did have fun with it. I turned his speech into a rap and wrote a non-apology apology song for him after he realized Big Zhao was 5 steps ahead and the truth bomb dropped on him. Links are below. Drop a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
Have you forgotten how many heads have rolled for speaking against the throne?
Listen. Look around. Tell me what you see.
What a fool I was
Thought I finally found a king, a ruler worth my loyalty, a man worth anything. I stood beside the throne, put my faith into the crown. Now a eunuch speaks for him while the empire's breaking down. I've seen this tale before, every dynasty the same. A yellow robe, a jade seal, and a different name. Every tyrant calls himself the son of heaven above, while the people pay the price for the ruler that they love. And maybe we deserved it, maybe we knew the cost. Maybe every step we took was a wager that we lost. But the people never chose this. The people never lied. The people never asked to bleed or starve or watch their children die. Can you hear them? Can you hear them? In the silence of these walls, 1,000 restless spirits, 1,000 ghosts inside these halls. Look around this chamber, every treasure that you praise is a farmer's field abandoned in the season without rain. Every pearl upon the table, every jewel that catches light was bought with someone's hunger, bought with someone's final night. You sit here counting riches in the shadows of this room, never seeing all the specters gathered in the gloom. Eyes upon the throne, never blinking, never gone, waiting for an answer, waiting far too long. Can you hear them? Can you hear them? Every voice that disappeared, every mother, every father, every dream that ended here. Can you hear them? Can you hear them? As they gather in the dark, 1,000 ghosts demanding who extinguished every spark. Yeah, you want my head, then take it. I've already made my peace, bring the blade and let it fall. Let my heartbeat finally cease, throw my body in the gutter, leave my blood upon the stone. I'll still be watching from below while you sit upon your throne. Because power isn't forever and a crown can turn to dust. Empires rise and empires fall when rulers break the people's trust. So cut me down if that's your answer, let my final warning ring. How much longer can you reign if you steal from everything? How much longer can you rule while the hungry curse your name? How much longer shall Kuan Yin before the fire becomes a flame? I'll keep my eyes open, even in the grave, watching, waiting for judgment to come.
Xue Chengdao, hear the imperial edict.
Well, this is awkward. In my defense, the optics were terrible. So, turns out I was wrong, not a little wrong, not misread a report wrong. I stood in the imperial hall and delivered the angriest speech of my entire life wrong. I called the emperor a thief, a bandit, a tyrant in a yellow robe. I practically wrote my own execution order. Then, the records came out. My bad, my bad. I may have jumped the sword a little fast. My bad, my bad. Apparently the treasury wasn't built for golden laughs. 5 million strings, long-term schemes, northern borders in his dreams. Turns out while I was breathing fire, the emperor was planning war machines. See, from where I stood, the picture looked pretty clear. Mountains of silver, rooms full of treasure, and a whole lot of secrecy. Now in my defense, let's be honest, that looks suspicious. You hide enough money in a palace, people start asking questions. That is literally my job. I am a censor. Questioning things is what I do. If I stop questioning things, then congratulations, you've invented furniture. My bad. My bad. I may have accused the wrong man. My bad. My bad. But honestly, tell me who would have understood that plan. Save for years, hide the coin, buy the north if peace aligns. And if that fails, recruit an army and reclaim the mountains by design. So no, I won't apologize for speaking. I'll apologize for missing facts. There's a difference. One gets you embarrassed. The other gets kingdoms collapsed. Besides, you should have seen your faces. Every censor in the room looked like we'd swallowed bricks. One man suddenly found the ceiling fascinating. Another became deeply interested in the floor. I personally considered jumping out a window, a very dignified window. My bad. My bad. The evidence hit me like a cart. My bad. I may have challenged the emperor with my whole heart, but hear me now. I do it again. Maybe next time with more paperwork. Maybe next time with less yelling. Definitely less yelling. Probably.
The rest has been scratched
Since
out.
the rebellion
If we're
of
being
Huang
honest.
Chao, war has raged for near
The
100.
treasury looks
Raise
suspicious.
your heads.
You have to admit that. Even Zhao Kuangyin has to admit that.
Prefectures of the north.
Right?
Your Majesty.
Please tell me I'm not the only one.
Blind.
Anybody? No. I'll see myself out.